If you can get meat from a hunter, or you can hunt and get your own meat, it's going to be the most nutritious meat you can get because. All right, ready? Okay, now we can look at the screen. Okay. All right. Hey everybody, this is Victor, the Wise Traditions Nutritionist, and today I'm here with my daughter Ryuka, and we're going to speak about the hunter. Is hunting a good thing or not? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. I don't know, people get a lot of fantasy images about hunting and the hunter, right? We get all these different ideas about, I don't know, like what is a hunter, right? Um, and Ryuka and I are going to be getting into this a lot more, right?
Yeah.
Um, just one thing I want to point out, what we are talking about today, we're discussing responsible hunting that is done only for food. Okay?
Yes.
Not only, of course, it's sport and everything, but
For the warm. You
oh
mean?
yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
right?
use every part of the animal, right? So we're not talking about people that hunt only for sport, where they just kill animals and
Yeah.
and and we're also only talking about bow hunting,
Bow hunting?
using a bow and arrow.
Not the.
Many, not a gun.
Mm.
Right, right, not a gun. Why do you think I don't want to talk about using a gun?
Because the gun is too disconnected to nature.
Yeah, yeah, right. You're too disconnected. That's one way of looking at it. Now,
And
of course,
actually, it's so easy
right, right,
to do it, and people doesn't really think deeply about killing
right.
stuff.
Too easy. Now, of course, I'm sure there are many hunters that hunt with guns that would disagree with us, that do try to be connected.
Why?
Why? Would you say why? Why would they say that?
No, nothing.
Oh,
Go
okay,
on.
okay.
Sorry.
No, so I mean, there are some hunters that use guns
Yes.
that still are connected to nature.
But it's too noisy.
Yeah, so there's a really very good point, right?
It's so noisy. I just pump into my hand.
Yeah, so that's a really good thing, right? So there's the noise pollution. You're bringing that unnatural sound into the environment. So at least our idea for you and I, um, and I know from speaking for myself, I really respect the bow hunters, the ones that really try to blend in with nature. They don't disturb the environment. Right? So right, no noise pollution. You're moving as if you are just another wild animal out there, very stealthy, right? Stalking your prey, right? So it's a very involved thing.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, for us, we are into the idea of the bow hunting, and we have no experience. So this is coming from ignorance and only initial research, but this is something that Ryuka is going to be moving towards. If we ever actually hunt, we don't know, right? But we're moving towards that, and we're going to explain some of the reasons why we're moving in that direction. So we're going to talk more about it. And so, one of the first things, do you think it's good for the animals? Do you think humans, people hunting animals, do you think that's good for the animals?
Well, I never think it's good for the animals because because it it's same as killing them. No
Right,
animal don't. Every creatures don't want to die. I think.
right.
Like
No creatures
so,
want to die, right?
I don't think it's good for them. They don't want to die. It's scary for them. I think.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a good point, though. So you said it's scary, but so for example, we're hunting and we're getting these animals for food. So compared to the animals that die in these small factory farms, it's a lot less scary. Because if we are good hunters, we kill them very cleanly
Yes, I
and
see.
quickly, less pain, right? So, and I put a few points here. So less suffering actually for the animal,
Well, yes,
right?
it's
So
better than all the you just
all the
said.
factory
Yeah.
farming stuff, right?
Mm,
Right.
of course.
So, and it's even better, like these animals. Now, again, we're hunting responsibly. We would be educated. We would be with professionals. You would be hunting animals that most likely they're going to be killed by a wolf or a cougar, a lion or something, right? So uh, we would, compared to that, there would be less suffering. It would be much more peaceful death. And we can honor the animal, right? So that's our goal also, is to honor the animal, to be respectful, right?
Yeah.
And then also we can help increase awareness.
Awareness?
Awareness, make people aware, educate people about the animals.
Oh.
So one of the reasons why we're doing this video is to help educate people about animals, hopefully bring more respect to animals and nature, right? So the animals are going to feed us, right?
We cannot live without animal, right?
Right, we can't live without them, right? We are part of this earth, right? We're part of this world, part of the environment, right? Um, so the other next logical step is it good for the environment when we're hunting for animals, to have humans hunting? Again, we're really comparing this. We need food, right? So we can go hunt for food or we can go buy the food in the supermarket, right? So what is better for that? Let me start. Yeah, so impact, meaning when we go hunting, we when we go bow hunting, we really try not to disturb or disrupt the environment, right? So we are like another animal walking through the woods quietly, right? So we have almost zero impact. We're not causing destruction to the environment as a hunter. And again, I'm not talking about, there are people that go out there and, so many hunters go to one area and then they wipe out too many. So I'm talking about doing it responsibly, and in that case, there's really no impact. And we can actually help to preserve balance,
Yes.
right?
That was what I was thinking. Like the question, is it good for environment? Well, it's a circle, right?
Yeah,
It's
right. The circle of life.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. So we need to, for example, if there are too many deer, they will destroy all the green. And then even rivers can be negatively affected.
Yes.
So like the wolves are very good to help control the population.
Yeah.
And when we go out and hunt, it's like we are also like the wolves.
Yes.
As long as we are responsible about it.
This kind of hunter is different than the other hunter that kills animal with no respect.
Right. Trophy hunting.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
That's terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I really don't like that idea at all either. So anyway, so can be good for the environment if done responsibly. And is it good for food? Or is it good food? Yeah, I mean, so the food, when we kill the animal, we're going to eat that entire animal from nose to tail. Is it good food? Right?
Well, yeah.
Well, so I put these points. It's nutritious. The nutrition is better than anything in a supermarket. Very, very nutritious. Very cost effective, meaning you get a lot of meat from one big animal. If you're hunting a large animal, you can get a lot of meat to last you like a whole year.
Yeah.
So it can be very cost effective, and it can be delicious if you know how to prepare it.
If you know how to cook.
Right, if you know how to cook, if you know how to prepare the meat. Well, some people complain that wild meat is not good, or we say it tastes gamey. But you have to know how to cook it. You have to know how to prepare it.
Well, I also think that,
you have the same idea?
Yeah, a little bit. But it can be good. I know that. Like,
yes, right.
If you cook well.
Right.
Yes.
So it depends on your cooking skills. So, And then the other thing is it's very safe, right? Because there's no chemicals, there's nothing artificial in the food.
But
So it's a very safe source of food.
but some kind of disease in the animal. If that animal got some disease, but we don't know it.
You don't have to worry about that.
Really?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. There are some very rare situations, but again, when you're hunting responsibly,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be hunting in areas that are protected and controlled. So we know that they're not, yeah, we know it's not crazy and polluted. So you don't have to worry about that. But I'm really glad that you mentioned that, because maybe other people have this fear that, oh my God, the animal can have some kind of disease or something. But you really don't have to worry. Now, there are definitely some precautions. For example, a lot of animals carry ticks, the little bugs, and they can give you disease.
Yeah.
But again, you must be prepared and educated on how to protect yourself. So there's a lot. So this video is not to really educate people about these things. Like, so you have a lot to learn, or we have a lot to learn before we go hunting. And it will include being prepared for things like that. A lot to learn. I mean, we'll be studying for a long time, practicing for a long time. It could be years before you are ready to hunt.
Of course.
Right? So there is a lot to learn. But again, you are prepared and you hunt responsibly, then it's safe. Well, of course, we could also say it's a very dangerous thing.
Dangerous?
Sure, you're out in the wild. Right? You need to be prepared. You're out there with a weapon. You're out there among dangerous animals. You're competing against wolves and lions that might be hunting the same thing, and bear, right? So of course you must be aware this is not a simple thing.
Of course it's not.
Right, but the food, I mean the food source itself, though, when you eat that food, it's a very safe food, much better than what we get in the supermarket, right? And what else? Is it good for wellness? So meaning other things other than the food. So the food is fantastic. It's the best meat you can eat. But it's also good for your mind, body, and spirit. It's good for your mind. So you are going to, or we are going to be researching so much mental exercise, so many things we have to learn, right? So learning exercises the mind, keeps the mind young, right? And then the body, like archery is not a simple thing.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that, but archery really doesn't move. Actually, you only use an arm, the hand.
Yes,
so...
but there's a lot to it. So when you're gonna learn your breathing techniques and many things. So right, it's very simple. It's not a crazy exercise, but you have to do other training. When you go hunting, this is like crazy hiking, right? You need to be prepared. You need to be in good shape.
Yeah, like we can't make a noise in the forest.
Yeah, right. So you need to be like, all the animal exercises that like we do for the different crawls, right, from judo and stuff.
Very slowly.
Yes. So you really need to be in good shape if you want to go hunting, especially if you want to go bow hunting. It's not an easy thing, right? So you need to prepare yourself physically. So it's good motivation. If you want to do that, you have another thing to motivate you to stay strong, right? So. And then spiritually, right? The idea of connecting to nature.
Oh my God.
Right?
That's the most wonderful and important thing, I think.
Right? I think so too. Right? So you really, the whole thing of being out there in the wild, connecting to nature, connecting even to the animal that is going to feed you. Right? Again, we're not hunting just for sport. Right? So very, very deep connection, I think.
We learn many things from it about nature, respect. So
yeah, I think so. So I think that's about all I had to talk about, actually. I'm not sure if you had other things you wanted to say.
About hunting?
About hunting, about the hunter. So I think obviously we believe that to be a hunter is a good thing.
Yeah.
Good for us, good for our health, good for the animals, good for the environment, as long as we do it responsibly.
So, but is this real about health? I know it.
Mhm.
We just
Oh,
did
yeah.
learn about
Yeah.
health, but mm, you know, many people can't do bow hunting. You know.
Well, of course, they
Mm.
cannot. Right, they can't. It's not for everybody. Not everything is for everybody.
Mm.
But there are many people that are capable of doing it, but they don't. Because maybe they think it's bad for some reason, or maybe they think the meat is dangerous, or maybe they think it's bad for the animals or bad for the environment,
Mm.
right? So there's a lot of people that hate hunters. I used to hate hunters myself because I had a narrow view. I only had the image of the game hunters that,
Mm.
right, that don't respect the animals.
Yes.
But as I learned more and more about hunters and the different kinds of hunters, I found that, wow,
Yes.
right?
It's good.
A lot of
Mm.
these people are so important to help us protect nature.
Yeah. Bow hunting.
Mm.
I think it's the most. How do I say? The sports that connect to nature.
Ah, yeah, sure.
Bow
Bow hunting.
hunting. I can't
Yeah, right. As a
say
sport connected to nature.
the
Yeah.
to one of the top.
Yeah, right. One of
Yeah.
the, exactly. We have all
Yeah.
these things, right? You have the hunting and the tracking and
Yeah.
yeah, right. You really, you can get so deeply connected.
Yeah, like in the movie Avatar,
Yes.
they arrow many. You remember in the Avatar movie?
Yeah, in the
They use
Avatar movie, when he kills the animals for no reason, well, because he was stupid and noisy, and then she explains. Are you talking about that? You're talking about that scene in Avatar when she explains this is not good.
Yeah.
They did not need to die. Right? So of course in Avatar they are hunting and killing the animals.
No
But,
respect.
but oh well, he had no respect that time, but they have a lot of respect.
That movie's
That movie's great,
yeah,
right?
many things about nature we can learn.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's beautiful. Right? She explains.
Yeah. So you representing this for to tell people.
Yeah, just to increase awareness. I want to educate people. As a nutritionist, I want to let them know that is the best meat you can get. If you can get meat from a hunter, or you can hunt and get your own meat, it's going to be the most nutritious meat you can get because those animals are eating in the wild. Again, if you're doing it responsibly and you're even then checking your source, we actually have to be really careful because even like the wild deer, sometimes they're too close to bad farmlands and then they're just eating the GMO corn, which is completely unnatural. So you really want to know where you are hunting. You really want to do your research, right?
Yeah, that's a little bit difficult. No.
But it's doable. It's possible.
Yeah. Well, important thing is just nature is all healthy. You mean?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Everything in nature, if it's natural, it's great. It's wonderful. Yeah. So we need to be more connected to nature. Stay connected to nature. Right. So we are going to be leaving this concrete jungle in a few months, and then living in the woods. Right. Yay. And continuing your education through unschooling, and this will be part of it as you start to really research more deeply into hunting and the equipment and all the techniques and everything, and hopefully we will actually do it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Anyway, we hope that some of you out there find this useful or encouraging, or at least entertaining. And I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe. Take care.